Okay, this is the story about the best night of my life. I was contemplating making this or not because I don't want to come across as like bragging, but it's so exciting to me and I just want to talk about it and I just want to share it. When I posted about this on social media, a lot of you asked like, how did you get this? How did this happen? I'm just gonna tell you in a video because it's so much easier. And I have told this story 500 times to almost everybody that I've met since then. I've told it to all of my clients, I've told all of my friends, I've told my family, I've told Adam like 600 times. Like he is so sick of hearing about it, but like I won't be able to stop talking about it. So he better get used to it. The day is February 9th. We get to Vegas. We went there for my bachelorette party. For a couple of months, we had planned our nights, like what we were gonna go do, what clubs we were gonna go see, what DJs we were gonna try to go see. We flew in kind of late on Friday night, but we knew we wanted to try to see Cash, which we did end up doing. We saw them at Hakkasan. And then my biggest goal of the entire weekend was to go see Zedd on Saturday night, February 10th. And it was at Omnia, which is, I think Omnia is my favorite club in Vegas that I've been to anyways. I've been to a handful of them and I'm pretty sure Omnia is my favorite one. The entire weekend I was like, I don't care what we do. I just want to see Zedd on Saturday night. That was my only goal. That was my only plan. Everything else, I didn't care what we did. So when you go to Las Vegas and you're with a group of girls walking down the strip, all of these promoters come up to you and they're like, hey ladies, what are you doing tonight? Like, you want to be on the guest list for this club? You want to see this DJ? And so it's super easy to get into the clubs. I contacted like a handful of promoters and put myself all on their lists for Zedd just because I was like, I want to cover all my bases. I want to make sure we get in. Like if we end up not being on this list for whatever reason, at least we're on this list. So a few weeks before we left, I realized that one of my girlfriends was friends with one of Zedd's friends. So this is Zedd. This is my friend. They have a mutual friend. So I was like, hey, you should hit him up and see if he can get us on a guest list. Because I knew if like his friend put us on his list, like we would 100% get in. He ended up putting us on a guest list. We didn't know what guest list we were on. We just knew we were on a list. We didn't know if it was under Zedd's name, her friend's name, just the club's name. Like we had no idea. We just knew that we were on a list and we were getting to Zedd and I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna go see Zedd. We're gonna dance all night. We're gonna have some drinks. It's gonna be the best night. This is a little side story I'm gonna get to later in the story. But Saturday during the day, we were walking the strip and this douche promoter, he looks like his name could be Chad or like Chaz or something. Hey ladies, what are you guys doing tonight? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, we're gonna go see Zedd at Omnia. And he just laughed at me and I was like, what? And he was like, are you guys already on a guest list? And I was like, yeah, we're on a guest list. And he was like, good luck getting in. Like, that's like the hottest show tonight that's happening. And I was like, okay, well, we're on Zedd's guest list. Not knowing if we were or not. He was just being a douche. And so I wanted to be like, yeah, we're already like on Zedd's guest list. And he was like, oh, you're on like his list? And I was like, yeah, we're on his list. He was being a douche. So I wanted to be a douche right back, which was like kind of bratty, but whatever. He said something like, oh, so you're on his list. So like, you're going to be like in his DJ booth. And I was like, I don't know, we're on his list. And I just kept walking and he was like, ha ha, good luck ladies, and like nudged his buddy and was like laughing at us like as we walked away. And I was furious. I had to go into CVS and like stand in the cooler because I was getting so hot. A little part of me wanted to punch him in the face, a little bit of me wanted to cry because he was just kind of being a bully and I just don't appreciate that. Like I'm a grown woman. I don't need a stranger on the street of Las Vegas like laughing at me and my friends. You know what I mean? I could not stop thinking about that guy the whole night. So anyways, Saturday night rolls around. I took a nap because I got a little bit drunk during the day. Woke up around 9 o'clock or so. And they always say like for clubs like that, you want to get in right when doors open at like 10 or 10:30 just to make sure you get in because it's going to be crazy. And especially that night was going to be nuts. Trying to get 9 girls to all be ready and like get out the door at the same time is like close to impossible. I was drinking a bottle of champagne because I was like, well, club drinks are literally $25. It cost $25 to get like a Red Bull vodka, which is insane. Our hotel was directly across the street, which was nice because we didn't have to Uber, we didn't have to walk far. Finally, we get everybody together, maybe 11 o'clock. We walk over to Caesar's Palace and the line is wrapped around the building and I was like, oh, frick. we're not gonna get in. So half of us stay in line, and then some of the girls are like, I wanna go to the front and see if I can like talk to anybody. Sometimes when you're in line for the clubs and you're just with girls, the staff or whatever will come through and just grab groups of girls and be like, hey, come in this line, we're gonna let you skip. So they came and grabbed our group out of line, put us in a separate line. I was texting, calling my girls who were trying to figure out if we were on like a separate list or not. And I went and found them. We went to this area. It was in front of the club, but there was hundreds and hundreds of people just mobbed. There were these two staff members that we kept telling, like, this might sound weird, but we may or may not be on Zedd'S actual guest list. And they kind of laughed, didn't really take us seriously. And they're like, well, what name are you under? And we were like, we don't know. My friend's friend who got us on the list, I think was in London or Europe somewhere. She couldn't call him or text him because I think he was sleeping or like it was too early in the morning. The two staff members we were talking to just like weren't taking us seriously. It was really hard to actually get help from them. Finally, this guy with like a suit is walking around. My friend's like, hi, I need your help. He was like, ugh, like, okay, what's up? Like, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And she says her first name and her last name. And this guy was wearing a suit. Like, he looked really official. He had like an earpiece, and he looks at his phone and looks at us dead ass and was like, oh, Miss blah blah blah, and like straightens up his tie, and he was like, come with me. And we were like, so I had to go get the rest of our group. He like let us in the rope or whatever. They had security with like flashlights walking us through the club. We start walking through the crowd, and they're like flashlighting us for people to like get out of the way. And we were like, what? I was right behind the dude. I was the first one because I was so excited. I was like, where are we going? The guy's name was Adam. So I was like, Adam, where are we going? My best friend Kate was behind me. We were linked together, like holding hands, walking through the club. I like turned to her and I was like, where is he taking us? Where are we going? She was like, I don't know, just keep walking. I was like, okay. That's when we realized that like something was up. The first thing I thought was like, oh my God, we got a table in the club, which is like sick. The minimum table is like $2,000 for the night. Now, I've never done it before. I can never afford it. I get into the clubs for free normally and sneak alcohol in. That's like the kind of girl I am. So I was like, oh my God. He like hooked us up with like a $2,000 table, which is like crazy, right? We keep walking. We go past the tables that are like $2,000, and I kept like looking back at Kate, and I was like, girl, what is happening? Where are we going? We were getting closer and closer to the front towards the DJ booth. For a second, I was like, there's no way. We walked to the DJ booth area. There's like a separate bar back there, and there's 3 tiers behind the booth that you can purchase. I think there's like 4 tables in each thing, so there's like 12 or so back there. And then there was a separate like entrance with like a velvet rope with more security guards. And they just bloop. And I was like, Adam, where are you taking us? Are we sitting here? And he like looked at his phone and he was like, yeah, you're like in Zedd'S VIP booth, right? And I was like, I don't know, like, are we? What? And he's like, yeah, you guys are up here. And we were like, oh my God. We were in the front tier, literally 3 feet behind the DJ booth. He sits us down and we're just like looking at each other like, what? Like, how did this happen? Like, what is going on? Some guy is like opening for Zedd. He's doing his DJ stuff, lit, so good. I don't even know who he was, but we were just like so pumped and so amped. We were like, yes. It was so overwhelming, and all the people around us just looked so cool and like fancy and like dope. So I don't know, like 10 minutes after like sitting there and like starting to dance and like talk and like freaking out still, my friend and I were like, we need to get some drinks. I guess we're gonna max out our credit cards tonight because we are in a VIP booth. Like, we can't not turn up. You know what I mean? So we ask a security guard, like, hey man, do we just go out here and like go to the bar and bring drinks back in? Is that cool? And he gave us a look like they've never done this before. And he was like, no, ladies, there's bottles like right there that you can drink from. Just ask her to make you a drink. And we were like, bitch, what? And so we had free bottle service all night. There were just these girls making drinks whenever they were gone, because they would leave for like 10 minutes at a time. We just like would go like make our own, which like I don't know if that's against the rules or protocol, but we were doing it. Finally, eventually Zedd comes on. He opens with that Hayley Williams song, Stay the Night, which is like, that's the freaking cut. I was like crying. I wasn't actually crying. I was like too tipsy to start crying. I was just having the best time of my life. Drinks were flowing, people were dancing. Do you guys know that singer Julia Michaels? She was there having a blast, living her best life. One of my friends made out with her, exchanged phone numbers. For most of the night, I was like the closest to Zedd I could get. I was against like the glass barrier that was just between like the seating section and his DJ booth. He's so interactive. He's so happy. He kept like turning around to like the VIP section and being like, and we were like, There was this guy standing on the other side of the glass barrier that I was up against who was like technically in the booth with him. I was like recording a video and I was like, this guy has like, I mean, I already have an insane view, but he has like an even better view. So I was like, I tapped him on the shoulder and I was just like, and I gave him my phone and he just took it and started recording. And then later I found out that he's like the head chef at somewhere in Vegas. I don't know. He's like best friends with him. Anton. That's his real name, Anton. Literally the craziest night of my life. My friends who don't even go to clubs, who don't even like dancing, that is not their crowd. They were kind of just coming out to like support me and hang out with me. They had the best time of their life. We stayed until the very end. We stayed until the end of his set. And the next morning we all woke up and were just like, what happened last night? Like, did everybody have the crazy dream? Like it felt like a dream, and all of us could not stop talking about it, couldn't stop watching videos, couldn't stop posting pictures. It was so surreal that we were literally in Zedd'S VIP booth. We went online to like see how much something like that costs. The 3 tiers behind us go for $15,000 to $20,000 for one night. Insane. That's more than like my car is worth, and they spend that in one night. If you go to Omnia's website and like look on the map, the section that we were in, the booth that we had, you can't even buy it. It's not even an option to purchase. The ones around us you can, but like his personal one, because we were on his list, you can't buy. And we were on it. It was really nice not knowing about what was gonna happen. We just thought we were on a guest list, and I think because of that we were chill, we were calm and collected. We didn't try too hard. Like I didn't wear my extensions that night because I was like, I'm just gonna dance and like whip my hair around, and that's what I ended up doing, but just, you know, 2 feet behind Zed. I can't believe it. It was the best time ever. And I think like a week after we got home, I messaged the guy that like hooked us up and like helped us out and like thanking him. I was like, dude, you have no idea how much this meant to us and how we will never forget this, and it was one of the best night of our lives. Thank you times infinity. Like I could not thank him enough. I wish I could pay him or like do something for him, and all he said was like, no big deal, like glad you guys had a good time. And I'm just like, dude. And the fact that Zed was so willing to put 9 girls on his personal list who he doesn't know. He doesn't owe us anything. He doesn't know us. Like, I feel like that says a lot about his character and who he is as a person, and which just makes me love him even more. I feel like I can't ever go to Las Vegas again because nothing will top that. I will insert a few clips. I don't know if I can play the audio because of like copyright things. So hard in my life. My heels were like this tall and I didn't even care. Oh my god. Okay, Monday during the day we had a lot of time to kill, so we were just walking around and I was like, I want to find that freaking promoter and tell him about our night. And I was like, it's like Monday afternoon, like he's probably not gonna be on the strip. So we're walking past where he was before. There he is in his really tacky ugly red shirt, and he was like, hey ladies, what are you guys doing tonight? And we were like, hi, I don't know if you remember us from the other day, but you like laughed at us and made fun of us when we said that we were on Zedd's guest list. And guess what? We were on his guest list. And he was like, oh no, I don't remember you guys. You're not that memorable. And I was like, okay, dude, listen here. And we showed him videos and pictures. We actually were in his DJ booth, so it felt really good. We literally said like, well, okay, well, you're a douchebag and we just want to let you know. Bye. And just walked away. And like his promoter friends, they were like, oh, that was the best bachelorette party of my entire life. That was the best Las Vegas trip of my entire life. That was the best show of my entire life. I'm so happy and so blessed to have been there with my best friends. It was just the best time If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you. I will never tell a story like this again because this will never happen again. Hello? Thank you for listening to my story. We will see you in our next video. Bye!